Hello, I'm Fram, the brother from California,
And I'm Greg, the serious brother from New York.
and welcome to Brothers Talking Tech.
You know, Fran, between the two of us, we have over 75 years of experience in the tech industry.
Yes, but more of that comes from you, my dear older brother. So, out of respect, I will let you kick this off.
Okay, today we're going to discuss the chip shortage, particularly the impact on the automotive industry. Fran, why don't you explain why chips have become so important?
Well, it all starts with how electronics are going into everything from smartphones to planes, trains, and automobiles.
We need to watch that movie the next time we're together.
You are correct. And in these electronic systems, it's semiconductor chips that are providing the brains, storage, connectivity, and other features and functions. So that's why the chips are so important and why demand is rising. I've designed, marketed, and sold a lot of chips in my career, but I've never worked directly inside a semiconductor fab.
A state-of-the-art fab today costs between 15 and 20 billion dollars. And once the fab is up and running, it takes 3 months and over 700 manufacturing steps to build the chip. So, Fran, if each of the 700 steps has a yield of 99%, do you have a viable fab?
Whoa, I didn't realize we were going to have a quiz here. So let's see. If I take 0.99 to the 700th power, you get essentially zero. So if you start with 100 chips, you will not get any out the other side.
Exactly. Fabs need to have nearly perfect execution at every step in order to be viable.
Okay, so 15 to 20 billion dollars in nearly perfect execution. This is not a business for the faint of heart. And it takes 3 months to build a chip, but that assumes the capacity is available to build it.
Yes, good point.
And it seems that supply and demand are rarely ever balanced in the chip industry.
True, which is why you hear people talk about semiconductor cycles. I think you and I have lived through at least four of these cycles.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, in addition to the 3 months to build a chip, you might need to add another 6 to 12 months if you need to bring on additional capacity.
Yeah, in the meantime, if the market starts to head south, you could be stuck with a very expensive, underutilized fab. That's not good.
People liken it to an airplane taking off with a bunch of empty seats. Semiconductors, like the airline industry, is a very capital intensive industry. Empty seats in semiconductors is like unused capacity. Once a day goes by without utilizing that capacity, you cannot get it back.
Okay, so we have a situation where everybody wants chips, and it takes time and money to build up the capacity and then build the chips. Let's talk about why there's so much attention on chips for automobiles.
A lot of the chips for automobiles require special processes to accommodate their unique requirements, like high reliability and the ability to withstand wide temperature swings. So you take an already constrained capacity and constrain it even further for these unique requirements.
When I was managing a foundry operations team for a fabless company, we always said priority one was assurance of supply, and priority two was cost competitiveness. My senior executive, I'll never forget, made it clear, Fram, if you save us 10 to 20 million dollars, you might get promoted, but short us on supply and you will get fired.
I think that brings us, frankly, to a bit of an issue with how automotive companies have thought about their procurement of chips.
I'm thinking of the old saying, to a hammer, everything is a nail.
Precisely. For a long time, buying chips was treated like buying engine bolts or seat leather. But classical auto procurement techniques like multi sourcing and pounding on suppliers for quick capacity flexibility do not work well with chips.
This is where the auto companies got outmaneuvered by some of the longtime users of chips like personal computers and smartphone OEMs. They learned a long time ago of the importance of some intricate chip supplier contracts, even including investments in exchange for first dibs on capacity.
I think you are seeing the auto OEMs starting to learn this lesson.
Kind of like little brothers, right?
Eventually, they come around.
We covered a lot today, and thank you for listening to Brothers Talking Tech. Please let us know what you think of today's session and what topics you would like us to cover in the future. Goodbye, stay safe, and stay well.